Hey, welcome back for another episode of the podcast, Porn Brain Rewire, with me, Dr. Trish Leigh. I'm so glad you're back today because today we are going to talk about plan to quit porn. You need a plan, my friend, and that's what we're going to break down today. So, in typical planning fashion, what we're going to do is the who, what, when, where, and why of planning your Porn Brain Rewire. Now, it's simple. We learned who, what, where, when, and why back in third grade. So the planning part is simple, but I'm going to help you move through it. But the execution part can be more challenging. So let's dive into that today. So let's start out with the idea of if you're going to plan to recover from a long-term pornography habit. You know, we've established this many times before. Your habit likely started when you were very young. The seeds of addiction were planted. You've been watering those seeds and wiring it into your brain since that time in adolescence. It's become your tool for mood regulation, stress, and boredom. So if you want to quit something that is long-term habit that has developed into a dependency, you're dependent upon it to feel okay, you need a plan. So if you're going to take a trip, let's say you want to go to Disney World, what do? You don't just get in your car and go to Disney World, do you? No, you make a plan. Now, this is a true story. I took my 5 beautiful children and my parents that were in their 70s, and my husband and I went to Disney World probably now about 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago. And it was exhausting because we had 5 little ones and 2 old ones with us. And at that point, my dad had to start using a scooter because he couldn't walk Disney World, but he wasn't telling anybody. So it was the first time ever he got a scooter, but he was kind of like making jokes about it because he didn't want to admit he needed it. He literally ran over some people. He backed over them, not knowing how to use the scooter. It was very stressful, very stressful. But anyway, we made the plan. We had to make the plan. So we're like, okay, we're going to go to Disney World. Like, you can't just go to Disney World. You have to plan it out. And then we're like, okay, we stayed at Saratoga Springs. It was the only thing left because we were planning it fairly last minute, a couple months out, not a year out. We had to plan the restaurant reservations that we wanted to go to. We had to get the plane tickets for all of us. I rented a limo to come pick the kids up. It was really fun. We rented a limo that came at like 6 a.m. And the kids' favorite part of that trip to this day is the limo ride to the airport. We could have totally taken a limo to the hotel by the airport, saved myself about $15,000 and a lot of headache. But we had to plan transportation to the airport. We had to plan transportation to Disney World. We had a lot of planning to do. So first we had to decide where we were going to go. Now, we're not going to go in order of the who, what, where, and why. We're going to jump around a little bit. The first thing in planning was where. In my 90-day program, we're really clear having you decide where you want to go. You have to figure out where your destination is, where you are in your life right now, where you want to be. Where you want to be is the destination of your journey. And when you get there, this is a personal transformation journey. So you realize that end line, that goal will always keep moving. The carrot will always keep moving in front of you in a really positive way, in a striving and arriving way. But you have to figure out where you are and where you'd rather be. That is your end goal. That's the where. You have to decide who's going to help you in this journey. Science shows that support is one of the number 1 success strategies that you can use when you get into a recovery program, and there's science specifically for pornography recovery. Having the proper support, expert support, is what's necessary. We offer that, and any good program should. Okay, so let's think about who, what. So what is recovery? Recovery is recovering your true, authentic self, the one that got stifled back in adolescence when you found porn. When those seeds of addiction were planted, the true, authentic you got a little bit stifled. It's called inner child work. And we do some of that work in the program. We look at unwiring trauma and dysfunction and heartache and programming from the past. We're going to upgrade your software. It's a software upgrade when we work together to be able to move you towards the you that you've decided that you want to be. And so you need a plan of the what. So what the what includes is unwire. We're going to undo all that stuff from the past. We're only going to stay there as long as we need to undo it and to create more neuroplasticity and unlock that neurorigidity that's been caused by that old programming so that you can move forward into the rewire portion. In the rewire portion, we're going to rewire your distorted thinking in your mind and create healthy thinking. We're going to create new ways of behaving and acting. We're going to create, new thought systems. We're going to help you tap into the feelings that you're ignoring. We know when you go into pornography, you're just ignoring feelings. It's escapism. You have to be able to address those feelings and move towards them, not die, and keep going. That is how you recover for a lifetime. That's how you rewire your brain. We're also going to instill so many beautiful new habits and new mood regulation strategies so that that toolbox that you had in the past of just porn now is filled with many, many, many wonderful ways to de-stress and to offset boredom and create a full life where you hear me, you're on purpose in your work, you're on purpose in your relationships, and you are on purpose in your hobbies. When it comes to relationships, we're going to rewire your relationship. Many relationship dynamics have become very funky and dysfunctional because porn has always been in the relationship. If porn's in your relationship, it's a problem. I'm here to tell you it's a problem. Science supports that. So we know that a relationship rewire is really, really, really important. It'll increase your attraction to your partner. If you don't have a partner, it will draw to you a healthy, emotionally healthy partner who you can ride off into the sunset with. You'll have better sex than you've ever had before because we know healthy sexuality is part of that end goal. If you have healthy sexuality, it's so much easier to stay away from porn. That's all the what's in the rewire. I'm going to teach you how to rewire your brain using technology, which is totally awesome and very different from what other people offer. If we rewire your brain using technology, then it's easier for you to think, act, and feel in different ways. It's easier for you to go instill these new habits and to create that toolbox of mood regulation. We're also going to look at your personality. We're going to look at that mask that you've learned to put on, the Dr. Jekyll that gets accolades in the community while you're covering up the Mr. Hyde that goes into your porn habit to offset the exhaustion of having to be Dr. Jekyll all the time. We're going to take that mask off and allow you to be you. How amazing, right? And you're going to gain the courage to be the you want, no matter what anybody thinks about it. Yes, I know, terrifying and amazing all at the same time. So that's all in the rewire section. That's the what. In the hardwire section, we're going to integrate that personality and we're going to create a fault line plan so that you can hear the bells and whistles going off when you are sliding backwards, moving towards that old Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde version before you do, so that you never relapse and that you can stay in integrity, chasing down those wonderful goals of personal transformation for the rest of your life. It really is an awesome journey. And once you start and you get the momentum and you break the downward spiral and you create the upward spiral using Hebb's Law, things start clicking and you start moving forward. That's what this planning to quit porn involves. The plan develops over time. That's what the plan is about. First, you have to commit to getting into a program because we know it's very difficult to do by yourself without the proper tools, techniques, strategies, and support. All right, that's the what. The where? Now, with online technology, everything can be done from the comfort and the privacy of your home. That's the beauty of the program that I offer. And it's really exciting because, all my programs used to be in my office in glorious Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Not that it's not wonderful here. It really is. But Now there's no need for it. So it makes it a lot easier for you to very privately sign up for the 90-day complete essential guide. Nobody has to know about it. So it's in the vein of pornography where it's anonymous, it's affordable, and you're able to get into it very, very quickly. It's accessible. And those are the three dangerous parts of porn, but I'm using them to make it easy for you to recover. Kind of using the same thing you have going on, but using what your tools for good and not for evil or not to harm yourself. So it's affordable, accessible, and you're able to get into it. So anonymously, when you sign up for the 90-day digital program, you get a complimentary coaching call with Coach Zach Carter, who's the lead coach on my team. So we're here to help you if you want the help. We're not going to bug you if you don't want the help, because it's a self-paced and a self-guided program, which is a really great first way for you to get started. You learn what you need to learn to increase your self-awareness, which moves you towards self-regulation, for social relationship awareness, and for social relationship management, the 4 pillars of emotional intelligence. But you can dip your toe in by yourself. You can meet with Zach. If you want to add an assessment with me, I offer 4-point assessments. I can break your life situation down for you in a 45-minute meeting, tell you what your brain's doing, tell you how it's impacting your life, how your life is impacting your brain, and set the course forward. So we're here for you. We have all different kinds of services to support you. But the whole point is that the where is all online from wherever you want. It can be from your car, it can be from your office, it can be from just about anywhere these days. So it's easy to get into recovery, where before it was hard. You used to have to drive to a group and walk into a building and be terrified and all that comes with that. Now you can just log on from the privacy of your home. We offer group coaching. There's no pressure to turn your video or your audio on until you're comfortable. You can acclimate yourself to get into recovery and do it on your terms to succeed. And that's the most awesome part of this program, that the where is anywhere. It's where you are right now. So there's no excuses. You know how that goes. I would recover, but I have to fly to Phoenix. I would recover, but I don't know how to. The how is you sign up for the 90-day program. It moves you forward. The why is the last part. Why? The why is because why not? You have the rest of your life to live. You are wasting your full potential. That's there's a truth bomb with love. That's the hardcore fact of it, is that if you're going into the screen, and especially if you have a frequent, consistent, and especially if you have a habit that has any level of intensity, if you've crossed any boundary that gives you more shame, it is time, my friend. Don't waste one more second doing something that's proven to damage your brain and to show up in your life in all kinds of ways you don't even know. Do the easy thing by committing to the program to start the process of backing yourself out of the road that you are taking currently. Now, thinking about it in terms of neural pathways, we've talked about this before. If you continue to take the neural pathway into the screen, you will continue to use Hebbian learning theory, Hebb's law, and you will keep traversing those neural pathways, which will keep you coming back for more. When you go into the screen, it gives you a super normal amount of dopamine. And that dopamine is the neurochemical of pleasure seeking. It's insatiable. It will keep you coming back for more. And as your brain acclimates, you will have an escalation in your behaviors because your brain needs more and more dopamine. Constant pleasure seeking, and at some point, what you're doing isn't going to cut it. You'll need to do more. So now is the time to put the plan in place to take the other neural pathways, the healthy ones that are in your brain that you likely haven't used very much. And what anti-Hebbian learning theory says, Hebb's law, neurons that fire together wire together. What it says is when we unwire them, you can rewire your brain in a healthier direction using neuroplasticity. That's what this program is about. That's why it's called Porn Brain Rewire, not just Porn Brain Unwire. If you stay out of the screen for a little while, you're just unwiring the pattern. What is necessary for long-term success and for a glorious life is the rewiring and hardwiring aspects using Hebb's Law. That's what this plan will afford you. Okay, so let's go back for a minute and think about, again, Disney World. So you're going to Disney World. You need to book the flights. You need to book all the restaurant reservations. Going to Disney World is no easy thing to do because there's a lot of pieces. So yeah, maybe you can put that off and give it over to a travel agent. That's what I said in one of lately. Are travel agents still a thing? But what is necessary is you have to be the travel agent of your own life. That's just how it goes in recovery. We're here to help you. We're like Yoda. You're the Padawan learner. I'm Yoda. Yep, I know I'm looking like Yoda these days, but hopefully I'm on my way back. You have to be, a Padawan learner who's on his way to being a Jedi. And I want you to be the Jedi in your own life. And I'm here to help lay the foundation of the path forward because I've done the journey before you, ahead of you, and I have not only the expert training, but the real life experience with this thing. I know how it unfolds. I can help you. So make the plan. All you have to do to get started is join the program. The rest of it is laid out, but I will tell you, you likely need some real-time support. That's why we have the group coaching. And it's there for you. So don't put it off anymore. If it feels good to you, please sign up. My New Year's resolution, if you heard me say it before, is to encourage you more to do what you need to do. Get out of your own way. Invest in yourself. Like Zach Carter said on one of our recent podcasts when he and I were talking, is that when your brain's at its full potential, you'll make the money back tenfold that you invested into this program. But, instead of taking a trip, this could be the trip of a lifetime when you learn how to, take these tools with you forward and always be able to use them into the future to continue to become the better version of yourself. Okay, sign up, drtrishleigh.com. Go to the tab that says Porn Brain Rewire. Check it out. Why Porn Brain Rewire? And there's lots of information there for you. And as always, control your brain or it'll control you.